one. Darth Grumpy says, AMC is really milking it for all it's worth, talking about The Walking Dead. They plan to have 3 shows now concurrently running of The Walking Dead. It's crazy. Plus, they're going to have 3 movies, for God's sakes, that will be released in theaters. They are milking it for every single dollar. There's a guy at work I work with that still watches it religiously. We got talking about it a while ago, and he thinks I still watch it. He is a nice guy, and I don't want to cause any issues at my job, so I let him do all the talking about the latest episode and just nod my head like I watched the same thing, when in reality, I gave up on the show a few episodes into season 8. They just finished season 10. I quit watching the first spin-off series at season 2 because it sucks so bad they finished season 4 of that show. I am done with zombies in general unless it happens in real life. I just don't care anymore. They milked it too far. I agree. You said they got 3 shows running? What's they got Fear the Walking Dead. Then they got The Walking Dead. Then they got the teenage zombie one. I forget what the fuck they called that. Why in the world do we need 3 Walking Dead shows running at the same time? Is it that the ratings dropped off, so they're making up for that because they want to have multiple? They thought this was going to be a long-term franchise? They got 3 movies planned? Okay. Star Wars. And I know it's probably a bad example given like recent movies, but Star Wars, that's a franchise. I mean, a lot of people like The Mandalorian, right? So whatever you say about the movies, I hear The Mandalorian's pretty good. There's a lot of things that can be explored in that universe. That's a franchise, okay? Like Lord of the Rings, that's a franchise. A lot of things can be explored in that universe. Star Trek is a franchise. A lot of stories can be told in that universe. But the thing about zombies, killing zombies, getting bitten by zombies, having to kill the loved ones that get bit by zombies, zombie hordes, running from zombie hordes, that can make for compelling television. But for over 10 seasons, running from zombies, and I know they do different things now. It's ironically, a lot of the show right now has nothing really to do with zombies. And a lot of people don't like it or don't watch it now because, well, you can't really, it's not a long-term thing is what I'm saying, Darth Grumpy. Especially if you don't have the same people from the beginning of the show. Who's still left? You got Carol, Daryl, Maggie came back, right? Everyone is pretty much gone from the beginning. And, Rick's still alive, but he's not around. They're saving him for the movies. The big return of Rick in the movies. And, I don't know, it might work. It depends on what movies are out. I mean, it might be some good movies. But a decade in, and what's the growth of the series? You would think a decade in there would be some kind of a growth. There would be something that really happens that changes the game. You look at other zombie media. You look at Dead Rising, and there's Zombrex. Hey, you know what? That would be an interesting storyline plot mechanic, right? How about maybe one of Rick's group, in the movies, gets bitten by a zombie? And then they realize, hey, somebody came up with something, maybe a vaccine, like a zombie vaccine, keeps you from turning into a zombie if you get it to somebody in time. That's a new story element. Or hell, how about just an outright, doesn't have to be a cure, but maybe something that you have to take and something that you have to keep creating to keep someone from turning into a zombie. So then there's different story elements. But it's just too much. And I agree, Darth Grumpy, they're milking it for all it's worth. How is it still worth so much? Almost all the original cast is gone. How is it still worth so much when they even announced Fear of the Walking Dead, which is like a prequel? It showed how things happened in the beginning, as if people didn't know how fucking things happened in the beginning of a zombie outbreak. It's been done to death. Not saying that it's not effective and people still won't watch it. I mean, people argue that, hey, the vampire genre, that's been done to death. But vampires were a hot topic for a while. You know, with the Twilight movies, everybody was into vampires. You know, and it goes into different waves of different things that are popular. But I just don't get it. I mean, how long can it last, Darth? How many more decades do you think they're going to go with The Walking Dead? I mean, if the main show, I think I heard the main show might end after season 10. Will they keep these other shows up? Is the idea that they're going to like have the other show? What the fuck is it called? You know, Teen Angst Walking Dead, you know, what the fuck is that called? Disney Walking Dead? World Beyond. You know, I went over to IMDb to look at some user reviews of the show, and it's pretty brutal. Her Excellency says, this will be a great show if sometime in the next episode, all the melodramatic teens get eaten by the zombies. Wallace Carey 69, garbage. This is so bad, I actually want to root for the zombies. And Spleefer, was this even necessary? I can't imagine, with The Walking Dead running out of steam and Fear the Walking Dead never really gaining it, that anyone was waiting for Nickelodeon Does the Zombie Apocalypse. Did Robert Kirkman lose a bet or something? The acting's bad, the dialogue is boring, and you wouldn't even know it was set in the Walking Dead universe if they didn't occasionally show those weird shots of zombies with cartoony outlines. Even the wigs are terrible. The wigs? You can't get the wigs right. The fact they call the zombies empties is kind of fitting. It's how I describe the show as a whole. Edit. Against better judgment, I watched the second episode. It really is an unhinged mess. At least there were more zombies this time. So I don't get it. I don't get the plan for actually just extending this. Maybe they know it's near the end. And like you said, maybe they're just milking it for all it's fucking worth. You know, is there going to be a Walking Dead cartoony anime Saturday show? You know, what are they going to turn The Walking Dead into? It is far removed from that amazing first season with Darabont. That amazing first season. It is far removed from that. That's why I don't watch it anymore. And to people that do watch it, I don't understand how you can still enjoy it or still even stomach what The Walking Dead has become.